I've got an interview in 2 hours, so let's get ready with me. As you can see, I've slept in overnight curls, heatless curls, hoping that I turn out to be some kind of curly Rapunzel. Let's see what we're looking like. I also think I'm gonna wear this shirt. It is cropped, but as this interview is online, I think it's fine because they're obviously not gonna see to my belly, and I think it's smart enough on top. And then on the bottom, I've just got some flares. So I think they're okay. I've just done some really, really light makeup. I'm a little bit spotty at the moment, but I've just done some mascara and some eyebrows. And then we need to sit and actually prepare for the interview. So I'm just gonna sit on my bed, get my laptop ready and prepare for potential questions and the role itself. Okay, let's take these curls out. I got my hair cut not that long ago. I definitely cut off quite a lot of inches, so now it's really difficult to do these curls. Although, saying that, here we go, because I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to hold as well because my hair's not as long. But I just wanted to look presentable and put together for this interview. Fingers crossed I get it. I'm feeling like, you know, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't, you know? It is what it is. There we go. Put that on there. Okay, I'm happy with that. The most important part of overnight curls is the brushing out. Oh, they're so bouncy. Oh, hello. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm trying to be patient and the right thing come along. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it's experience at the end of the day. And I've made those connections. What does it look like from the back? Does it look okay? My hair is naturally so flat and no volume at all, so it's always really nice to have curls. So I'm gonna now put on my shirt. Even though the interview's not for a little bit yet, I just want to feel like I'm in that mindset, you know? I've had a shower, done my skincare, had some breakfast. I don't want my belly rumbling halfway through the interview. I feel like I don't feel nervous. I probably will feel nervous like 5 minutes before, and I think it's good to feel nervous. I think that's important to feel a bit nervous. But I don't feel bad nervous, if that makes sense, where it's gonna hold me back. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. I think that looks alright. And even though they can't smell me, I think it's important to still do the things that you would do in person. So I'm gonna spray myself with some perfume. And I'm not gonna bother with earrings. Just wanna keep it quite natural. So if you're new to my journey, I work in marketing. I have done for about 4 years. So my background is publishing, so book publishing, then moved over to radio for a brief stint, and then now, who knows what next? So I'm now on the search for something new and exciting. I won't go into the details, but unfortunately, every member of staff had to leave my previous company, so we're all now unemployed and looking for something new. But we live and we learn, and we're using it as an experience to grow from. So there's a few things that I want to pull up. Firstly is my CV, because I want to know, obviously I want to refresh myself on my experience, but also I want to know what they can see and what they've been looking at. I'm going to pull up the job description, and then I'm going to put up my notes page. I'm going to now go through the job description and bold or highlight or underline anything I think is like a key thing to know, and maybe what they're looking for. So for example, if they're mentioning, because it's a marketing role in here, like external agencies or product launches, stuff like that, where I can talk about that I've done something similar or I have experience in that area. Because obviously the aim of the interview is to see what I'm like as a person, but also to kind of really touch on my skills, my expertise and my experience. So going over and matching their job description to me as a person. So for example now, in terms of what they're looking for about me, so I'm just going to put a note here to myself to say, and I don't want to do paragraphs here because I'm not going to have time to read that and say it back to them, so I'm just going to do bullet points here that I can quickly skim at where I worked. So, and then sales would be publishing and radio. Because within those roles, although they were marketing roles, there was like sales targets for both of them. So I think here, not only are they looking for that as a desirable, I think the thing is here that I kind of want to prove I've got a passion or experience within the sector. Say about working with schools and children. Here, I'm not only going to just think to myself, oh yeah, I've done that. I want to put in specifics here, so even if I don't use them, they're in the back of my mind in terms of what the percentage increase was in followers or anything like that where I can prove. Because I think for me, when I've hired for roles and when I've been in interviews, I know that people want to hear specific examples, because if you can just say, oh yeah, I've developed social media channels, you don't stand out from anyone else and everyone could be saying the same thing. So if you can be really specific with what those channels were, what you increased them by, what your method was or your strategy, that kind of thing, I think that puts you above everyone else. So now, this is when it gets hard, not hard, but time consuming, because I now need to find that information, because I have a kind of main document I kind of put my personal achievements on, and I've split it up into different categories. However, finding specifics like that might be quite difficult. Let me see. Okay, so I've just done a load of research on the actual company. I know the company, but kind of a bit more in terms of their marketing, what their website looks like, what their social media looks like, having a look at the person that's going to be hiring me on LinkedIn as well, see where they've come from, what their experience is like. I feel a bit more prepared, but I feel like now I feel more prepared, I feel more nervous, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to miss anything out. And I feel like I've got all the experience that they're looking for, but I don't know, I feel like, oh, I don't want to miss anything. Like, I've just been texting my boyfriend saying, like, I feel like I know I've got all the experience, but I just don't want to miss anything. And because an interview is such a short amount of time, I don't want to forget anything or don't say anything that's that important. So I'm going to write down some non-negotiables, and by that I mean things that I absolutely want to mention by the time the interview ends. So I'm going to weave them in somehow into the questions that they do ask me. So maybe that's like 3 to 5 key points that I really want to get across, that's either not in my cover letter, or I want to not in my CV even, or I just really want to mention again. I'm going to get downstairs, I'm going to set up the desk and the setup and everything, and yeah, make sure my laptop's charged, and get ready. This is my setup. Just got a notepad and pen, phone that's going to be on silent, laptop there. Really lucky that I've got this set up, and the light shining onto my face, so hopefully I'll be lit well. Hello, you're going to wish me good luck. Interview went well. The lady was really nice. I feel like it was more of a conversation, like a chat rather than an interview, which is normally a good sign. I understood more about the company itself and what the role would be. But I got a second interview, and this time it'll be with her and someone else in the team. Fingers crossed. I told my family and they were like, oh, but did you get good vibes from them? Like, do you want to work from them? And I think that's really important, that like I was so caught up in like, oh, prove myself to them, that you have to remember that they have to prove it to you as well. Yeah, it went better than I was anticipating.